What's up, guys? And in today's video, we're gonna work on Jesus's Miata. What are we doing, Jesus?
A deep clean of the interior, which is really needed because it sat for a few weeks during the winter and it got pretty gross in there.
And what else? It didn't just sit. What did it accumulate?
Mold.
It has a little bit of mold. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, it's really bad in the trunk especially.
But luckily it's actually not to the point where like it's cleanable is really the point. I'm just busting his chops because it's what I like to do.
We also got a hub and a quick release for a steering wheel that we're going to be installing today.
Actually, the steering wheel is something we planned on installing like 6 months ago when we got the roll bar. It's been in storage in my garage, so we got his steering wheel here. We're also going to do the bucket seat, but that's going to have to wait, mainly because we got these sliders and we initially planned on modifying the original seat brackets on the Miata, but we don't want to do that because everything we do to the car, we want it to be reversible. So yeah, anyways, we're gonna buy some sliders that should hopefully work with that and this setup. Let's go check out the car, guys. So luckily the Miata's really tiny, but the other thing is it's actually not really that bad. I know I was busting Jesus's chops, but in all honesty, more than anything, you got like surface dust and things like that. This
Actually, dust.
What is that?
That is ash from when we had the fires last August.
Wait. Hold on a second. Just so we're on the same page, you have not cleaned this car since August of last year when we had those really bad fires.
I have not cleaned inside of this car since August of last year.
That's kind of gross.
Look, it was like the winter time. I didn't drive the car that much.
That's still gross.
Fair enough.
For those who weren't aware, last year in Oregon, I guess all on the West Coast, we had some pretty bad wildfires. I'll put some pictures up on the screen. We were really close to them, so yeah, it was nasty. But anyways, even the ash though, that's not really hard to clean off. The worst of it is just this carpet, and that's because that's where you put your work shoes. Yeah. Even the trunk, it actually isn't bad in all seriousness. Yeah. We have your spare tire, some miscellaneous stuff, but the mold I was giving them stuff for is just this. It's not anything crazy. We're gonna start taking the car apart. Really, it's just taking out the seats, and then we have easy access to the carpets underneath. And then in terms of the trunk, we just take out the junk that's in. It's not junk, we take out the stuff that's in there.
Well, some of that's junk.
We'll take out the junk. Okay, so there you go. Well, guys, luckily the Miata is super simple. It took us all of like literally 4 minutes to pull the seats out and then empty out the trunk.
So you want to clean that little like mold circle behind the seat?
It's right there. You can plainly see it. But yeah, that should be easy to get out. Honestly speaking, the carpet itself really isn't stained. You can even see how bright it is over here.
I would like to say big shout out to the first owner because I know she was like an older lady, and so she took really good care of this car.
It does make it easier for us, and it's pretty apparent that it was well taken care of. So that's the driver's side. You want to come over to the passenger side and then I'll start shampooing?
Yeah.
Jesus, how gross is that?
It's pretty gross.
And like the crazy thing is the carpets actually looked relatively clean.
Yeah.
But like that is so gross. I don't know how good that picks up on camera. When you compare this to the first gen MR2, this is like clean.
Yeah, this is like a cakewalk. This is something I feel comfortable touching with my bare hands.
Because yeah, the first gen Miata, like the water was pitch black. It was just, don't touch me with that. I mean, it's gross, but it's not as gross as it could be.
It literally just looks like muddy water, which is like, I can live with that.
But that was in your car.
This is in most people's cars, the thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Most people's cars are pretty gross.
It's coming out really nicely, except for that one spot there. I don't know why.
So actually, after looking at it, right here looks kind of thin. This is like wear in the carpet itself. I don't know how well it picks up on camera, but that's what this looks like. This over here that's really tough, I wonder if that was like gum or something like that. We're gonna try to hit that with the steamer here in a minute. In terms of the seats, we're actually just gonna like wipe it down and vacuum it. It's leather and it's cracking and stuff like that.
It's really cool because it says Miata right there, like on the seat, like
on both of the seats.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can like save them, but again, that would be for another day, so another project. Honestly, these seats are only going to be in Jesus's Miata for like another week or two before we go to the bucket seats, so just wiping them down is going to be good for today. It really does look amazing now. I mean, look at this stuff, man. Probably the biggest thing for me is just how well the carpet's cleaned up. They look fantastic. The dash looks fantastic. Even the whole carpet cleaned up really well. It's not perfect. We couldn't get like everything out, but that's honestly okay. I mean, it's your trunk. You're gonna use it to put stuff in. The mold stuff is gone. Probably the biggest change though has to be this right here. This was super gross and dirty. As you can see, it's all nice and light now. Down here, it's still wet. It's drying off a little bit, but oh my god, because that was so gross before. This one we're gonna have to go over, not today, because we want to get the steering wheel in and then get it done with, because we've already been doing other stuff today, because you can see that. Yeah, but oh my gosh,
you can tell that's clearly like when I'm driving, that's where my foot sits.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the dirtiest spot.
It is, but we'll be able, if we were able to get this out, we can get that out. We honestly just did not give this side enough attention because we thought this was going to be the easy side. This side was going to be the hard side. Oh my gosh. That looks good. We're gonna start on the steering wheel install. We already disconnected the battery, so that's step one done. Jesus was struggling a little bit on those bolts, so he asked me to help him out, and all I did was honestly just turn the steering wheel to kind of make it a little bit easier to get at them. The bolts themselves were kind of at a weird angle, but nothing too bad.
Now that he got the 4 bolts out, that the airbag will come out. Be really careful as to not discharge it, even though the battery is disconnected. So take it out. There's gonna be a string that literally holds the airbag in place, and then the wire that connects it. So there's that. There we are. Now boom. And that's an airbag. Okay guys, so right now we're gonna try to take that or loosen up that bolt. Considering this is the factory steering wheel, I'm gonna try to hold the steering wheel as Jesus just breaks it loose. I'm gonna get on the other side so I'm out of your way. Oh, that came off real easy. We're gonna loosen it up quite a bit, and then after we loosen it up, we're gonna try to take the steering wheel off. If you leave the nut on there, it prevents the steering wheel from flying off. Yeah, because as you can see, the steering wheel is on there pretty tight. Oh man.
So what you can do is that you hit it random spots and that helps break it free. There you go. So it's actually really easy to get these off. It's just a matter of leaving the nut on, and then if it's stuck, just hit it with the side of your hand a couple times, comes right off. Well guys, we have decided to put the stock steering wheel back in. In a nutshell, Jesus and I are both in agreement that like we don't really want to cut up anything like wiring related, just because, as we said a million times now, the car is really straight. We want to keep it that way, and we know it's just a clock spring, so realistically we could just go buy a used one if we ever wanted to put the stock steering wheel back on, although I don't ever see that being the case. I don't know, we're just gonna think on this one because it's not gonna hurt anything to put it back together, because it only costs us like 10 minutes of our time. Anything else to add, Jesus?
Not really. We're probably just gonna sit on it 10 minutes of our time to put it back together, and then we can always come at this another day, dig into the back to actually remove the wiring properly, because it's something I want to hang on to, because these are only going to be getting harder and harder to find as time goes on too. So
well guys, I believe that's everything we got in today's video. Showed the Miata some love, which was definitely much needed. She looks a lot better. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.